Hello, sunshine, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're talking about something that I think every single photographer needs to hear: how to actually get found online from your couples. Because a lot of couples now are using both Google and ChatGPT to find their wedding vendors. The way that we're showing up online is shifting. The way that our clients are finding us online is shifting. And I know SEO in general can feel kind of overwhelming and feel like a huge, heavy topic, but you don't need to overcomplicate it. It's actually simpler than we think. And I'm joined by the amazing Sara Does SEO, who specializes in helping wedding pros boost their visibility so that they can show up online and get found by their dream clients too. Today, we're breaking down what SEO really means for photographers, what you need to do, what brand mentions and brand authority have to do with AI recommendations, and the exact steps that you can take today to help you get found more. So, whether couples are searching on Google or asking ChatGPT who the best photographers are, you have a higher chance of showing up. You guys know I love to just get to the point around here. So pull up your notes app, get ready to take some notes, and let's welcome on Sara Dunn with Sara Does SEO. Okay, Sara, I'm so pumped to have you on the podcast today. What an honor.
Well, thank you so much. Am pumped to be here because I have heard you on podcasts recently, your podcast, The Vendor Table, talking about the good word of SEO. And I was like, Rachel is my gal. Okay, we've got to meet. We have to talk more. So I am so grateful for this opportunity. I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness. I know. It was fun that we were able to connect that way with your episode on there too. So yeah, I love this and I think it's going to be fun. And you do so much SEO and you're kind of an SEO expert. And I feel like, gosh, things have really shifted and changed with SEO and just marketing and the way people are using it and the way clients are using it. And so this is going to be really fun. I think it can open a lot of people's eyes to different marketing strategies and SEO and all of that stuff. So just overall example, like we've seen, I'm just bringing it up with Chat GPT and stuff. Like we've seen a lot of people start to use Chat GPT for literally everything in their lives. So wedding couples, for example, who are looking for photographers, if they're using Chat GPT, what does it actually look like when they are using it to search for a wedding photographer?
Yes. This is one of my favorite topics right now. I think it's so interesting the
Yes.
way engaged couples are using the tools available to them. They are using ChatGPT as their helper in all sorts of things in our lives. Like, I know I use ChatGPT and ask it questions all the time. And so it feels like a really natural transition that people are like, here's this robot that knows all about me. And they start asking the robot for recommendations. So here's what we're starting to see engaged couples do. And this is all kind of us guessing, which we can talk about. But we are starting to actually see from my client side that people are saying, hey, I found you on ChatGPT. And, my clients are photographers, planners, venues, anyone in the wedding industry. Engaged people are coming to them or sending in that inquiry. And
Mhm.
in the how did you hear about us box, they're putting in ChatGPT as the place that they've heard about that wedding professional, which is so interesting. So we've done a little bit of like exploration. The first time I saw it, I was like, what? No way. I think all of us feel that way. Like, have you
Yes.
seen ChatGPT on your inquiry form before?
I was just gonna say that's such a good note and reminder for all of us to go in and update our contact forms. If you have a drop down of how you found out about me, I think mine is an open field right now, so people can kind of just put their own thing. But if you have a drop down, make sure to add it. I haven't gotten just a straight up Chat GPT. I just get a lot of Googles, and I don't know if
Yeah.
people know. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see, but it's a good reminder. I was just thinking, if you haven't already, go change your contact form.
Yes, I love that. I'm glad you brought up the idea of like the open field and the drop down too. If you've got a drop down, I always like to have an other
Yes.
option, just in case nothing you've got on there is actually a fit. And then you could actually follow up with that person in some way and ask them, okay, tell me more.
Yeah.
And you may end up hearing ChatGPT because we have seen it in multiple different client inquiry forms for photographers, planners, and venues. So it is definitely happening. Now, here's the tricky thing. We actually don't know exactly what engaged couples are typing into ChatGPT. So there's no tracking tool or ChatGPT analytics that's like, here's exactly what this person asked for. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
prompt that they put in. So I'm always recommending if someone comes to you and says, I found you on ChatGPT, ask them, well, what did you ask ChatGPT for where I was included in that list of recommendations? Because sometimes people remember, or they'll even send you the conversation, be like, this is what I asked for. And I actually had a wedding photographer student in my SEO program. She did this. She asked a person who booked her, who found her on ChatGPT, what did you ask for? And what was really interesting was that person had put in a ton of criteria. It wasn't just who's the best wedding photographer in Louisville. It
Yes.
was like, I want someone with this style who makes me feel comfortable in front of the camera, who, has experience at a certain venue and is in this budget range. And I was like,
Budget
oh,
range.
that's good.
Yeah, and the budget range is gonna be a big one too, because from a client's perspective, that's probably what they're gonna wanna know and have that criteria. So do you think then having prices on your website or something where ChatGPT can pull from, that's gonna be beneficial?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know this is a really touchy topic. And Rachel, I don't know how you coach your students on this, but it really is helpful if you want to be included in someone who's searching at a certain budget range. You do have to have some type of pricing listed on your website. It doesn't have to be on your homepage. Obviously, the tool can find pricing wherever you put it on your website, but some sort of range you're starting at is what it's going to take if the tool is going to actually figure out, someone says their budget is 5,000. If you have no pricing anywhere, you might end up not recommended at all because the tool isn't sure and there's other options that are more concrete.
Yeah, and this might be interesting too, Sarah, because I don't have like my normal pricing on my website. So I think when photographers hear pricing on your website, they think on your investment page, you have to have starting prices or you have to have these prices on there. But if you don't, and if you're someone who doesn't, because I haven't, and I know, well, I do now, but I didn't when I know I was testing in Chat GPT stuff, but I was still showing up under price stuff. So the way that I do custom proposals is hidden pages on my website. So I'm wondering then if it's pulling from those pages where they're on my website, but it's not public. Like people can't get to them, but they're still pulling that data that way. So maybe that's just a way around it where it's you don't just necessarily have to have it, boom, here's my prices, but at least if it's somewhere for ChatGPT to pull from.
Yeah, you could totally do something that's maybe not a front facing page, but something that an AI tool could find. A lot of times, too, ChatGPT is going to other source material about your
Mhm.
business to get a bigger picture. So, if you're listed on any listing site that requires you to put in a starting at price, this tool will actually go out there and be like, here's Rachel, here's what she says she's starting at, and we'll kind of bring all of that information together, which from the searcher's perspective, that's pretty helpful if this tool can go to all these different places. But it also means you, as a business owner, really need to be careful about, is everything about you online pretty up to date?
Yeah.
Like, have you stopped offering newborns, but that's still listed on some profile you set up ages ago? Like, these tools are bringing in all the information they can find and giving a really concise answer to searchers now. So it is really important to pay attention to how your business is represented online, even beyond your own website.
Yeah, that's such a good thing to keep in mind and go back and update and just think of. It's just a good another good reminder and stuff too. I know, there's Google and then there's ChatGPT. Can you kind of differentiate the 2 with just being traditional search engines and how people are using them and what you kind of see the biggest difference is?
Yeah. So, of course, I mean, we've all used Google. Google has been around for years. And as an SEO professional, Google's been what I've cared about for the last
Yeah.
12 years as I've done this. Like, so much search traffic went through Google. And so, when we were working on optimizing, all we really did was track the Google search results. How are you doing there? And what is your rank for specific keywords? So now this is kind of a new opportunity, ChatGPT. And what I like to remind business owners is that while ChatGPT search and getting found and recommended there is like the shiny and hot new thing, it still is used a lot less than
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah.
So if you've read any of these scary articles that are like Google is dead, SEO is dead, we just don't see that in the wedding industry. It's all of the clients that I'm looking at their data, Google still drives significantly more website traffic than ChatGPT or AI tools. So this is not the moment to just be like, I'm giving up on traditional SEO. I don't care what's happening on Google
Yeah.
because there's still so much search volume there.
Yeah.
But if you want to diversify and get some more opportunities and really position yourself for the future, that's where we can get really geeky and excited about ChatGPT too.
Yeah, and if you kinda think about it, you probably can speak more to this too, but it's like, where is ChatGPT pulling that information? Like, we still need it. It's like the foundation, right? Is that kinda what you
Yes.
can see too?
Yeah. So SEO, proper SEO practices are actually helping all of our clients and students also get recommended by ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because what we've always done with SEO is figure out what the ideal client is actually searching for, right? So we've got to think about what words do they know and how are they searching. So many of us, when we're in business, we think of different words than maybe a client who's not educated on our topic. So sometimes photographers come to me and they're like, I want to be found for dark and moody documentary wedding photography. And I'm like, that is so awesome. But no one searches for that
Nope. Nope.
because
They
people
don't.
don't have that lingo. It's just, for the most part, it's location and then wedding photographer. And so they're still doing a lot of that through all of the search tools, is that kind of location based search. So you've got to
Mhm.
still write on your website that you're a wedding photographer, that you're located in a certain place, and that you serve couples in, whatever those cities are. So traditional SEO still benefits how you show up in ChatGPT, but there's only a few things that we're really doing different. But the good news is, if you've worked on your traditional SEO, that is definitely helping you in these new search engines too.
Yeah, that's good, and I don't know about other people listening too, but I've had clients come to me and say, "Oh, well, we really liked you because of this," and they use adjectives of like, "I would never describe my work that way." I get people saying dark and moody about my work. I get people saying light and airy, and I just don't think people outside of the photography industry, they don't understand. So even if they are searching those things, not to say that you might show up or you won't show up, they're not searching those things probably, but they don't see it in the way that us photographers do. So it's just gonna be a little bit different. So I'm a big fan of location specific, venue specific, city. It's does so much better for me, and it's just people are searching that more. And so that's really
Mhm.
good. So I know we talked about a couple of things of what maybe like updating your contact form, updating your website and all those things. But what is a photographer, someone listening right now, what can they do today to kind of help with their chat GPT, their chances of being shown in chat GPT? Maybe a couple other things we didn't talk about.
Yes, absolutely. So, first things first, the number one thing, if you want to show up in any type of search, is you do need to make sure that that most important search keyword is used on the homepage of your website. So, we were just talking about it. It's usually location plus wedding photographer.
Mhm.
And this is going to help you no matter how people are searching, because if search engines don't understand that you're located in Wisconsin and that you're a wedding photographer, you're not going to show up in those search results. So don't just use phrases on your website that sound great for marketing, like I capture beautiful memories or I'm here for lasting legacy. Like somewhere you still have to say, I'm a Wisconsin wedding photographer.
Yeah.
So that really helps, not only ChatGPT, but traditional search. Now, a couple things I'm recommending to all of our clients and students that they do that maybe I wasn't as focused on before ChatGPT. There's a couple things we've been studying that we've found really help businesses get recommended more. So, number one is including your years of experience. For whatever reason, ChatGPT likes to, when it presents options, talk about which one has the most experience, whether
I
that's
noticed that.
year, yeah, or number of weddings. It will
Yep.
cite either thing. So I really recommend somewhere on your homepage or your about page, say how many years of experience you have or when you started. Really give your qualifications in a way that you haven't maybe focused on before, because ChatGPT is using that information when it's deciding which 3 or 5 photographers to present.
Yes, that makes so much sense, and so that's another thing, add that to your list of things to update. That's a really, really good one. So that's that helps a ton, and
Mhm.
yeah, I think people get really caught up in the fluffy clever over clarity thing, and it's everyone, because we wanna be artsy and creative and different. It's like, but people don't realize they're saying the same phrases, and it's not doing anything for their SEO. So it's really just not
Yeah.
doing much at all, and so I think if you can just kinda strip it down, be clear over clever, and I think that always does better all around. But I
Yeah.
know that you also talk with SEO standpoint of, like, brand mentions and brand authority.